Bam, we're live. You upped your game. You have headphones.
What?
You upped your game. You have headphones.
No, I wasn't headphones all this time.
Oh, you have? Oh, shows how much I'm paying attention.
Yeah. So how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I live in a weird place. It's hard to complain when I'm talking to you, but they're trying to pass this law in California where they want the police to enforce medical health measures. Have the police. So basically, if you don't get an injection, then the police will grab you and give you an injection.
It's
Crazy,
terrible.
right?
Yeah, it's really crazy. I have guys.
It might pass. It might pass. It's not like far fetched either. It's not like I'm making up some crazy shit. Like it's a bill on the floor. It's a bill on the floor. You know, there was also a proposal coming out of San Francisco that in order for there to be it wasn't a law, but it's being proposed by some intellectuals in San Francisco that that people who have black kids and people who have white kids, they exchange them at birth.
Why they do it?
Because they think that will bring equality. We have a lot of crazy people in this country. It is so bad here. But like I said, we don't have our neighbors not well. I was going to say our neighbor's not invading, but our neighbor kind of is invading. Kind of.
We
have a good neighbor. We have a good neighbor, so that's good. Go ahead.
Fake vaccine certificates you have?
I'll say that again.
When the all stuff with the corona start, yes,
yeah,
and we have the COVID certificates, yes,
yeah.
And there was many news about fake certificates in Ukraine, yes.
Yeah.
You don't heard it. So
everyone has those in the United States. You mean the fake vaccine card that you got the vaccine? Everyone has those here too.
Many people don't want to have this shit, yes, and they buy some certificates and live with this.
I think Ukraine has the lowest vaccination rate in Europe.
Maybe yes, especially in that time now. So you when our women and child go away from Ukraine, yes, they don't need a certificate on the border, yes, and they just arrive to Europe without it. So if when we travel somewhere, yes, by Ukraine, you must give the vaccine certificate on the train or on the bus or whatever,
wow.
yes, and only after that you can ride to one. But now it's finished. You can ride whatever you want.
This the guy who used to be president of the United States, Donald Trump, he's speaking again. And one of the things he spoke of recently is that we should be very careful letting Germany and Japan build up their militaries again. And I posted this on my Instagram, and someone from Germany said, "Hey, it's not a big deal. Germany's a safe country." And I said, "Well, look what you guys did with the COVID vaccine. Look how you treated your people." And he said, "Oh shit, you're right. It's not a safe people. It's an authoritarian regime. It's freaky. It's really, 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 really freaky. Yeah. So Ukraine is 34% vaccinated.
On that time, yes.
Which is very low. I mean, look at Brazil, 75. The U.S. is 66. It's about half that of the United States. It's fascinating to me. They're saying that 58% of the population on the planet is vaccinated now. 4.57 billion people have taken this drug. Crazy. Have you had COVID, Yevhenni?
On the 2020, yes, I have something like that. And it was one day, yeah, I made the test. I know that I have COVID. And after 1 day of feeling bad, yes, I was good. And that's the whole story with COVID for me.
I'm going to show you something.
I won't believe that my healthcare, yes, and fitness helped me, maybe. Or I don't know.
Of course.
But I want to think like this.
Of course. Yeah. Of course it helped you. It helps you in everything. If you fall down the stairs, it will help you. If you get a venereal disease, it will help you. If you get emotionally hurt, it will help you. Your fitness
Yep.
helps you. Your fitness helps you everywhere. It's kind of cool like that.
About stressing, yes, that we live now. I see like my fitness helped me to create a better day. Yes. So even today we have a very bad night. I tell you later about that. Yes, but I find some 20 minutes to recovery with my head to go on the street and do some double unders, 500 double unders for time, and it's good. It's every time is good.
I'm sorry to hear you say that you're having some hard times now. It seems like we're getting a lot of good news in the United States, at least just from the little bit that I've seen. Did the Ukraine? Well, before we switch, I want to show you something. I'm going to show you. This is from we have a group here called the CDC, Center for Disease Control. They're supposed to make sure the United States is safe from the flu and whatnot. And this is let me see if I can pull this up. Share. Normally I have someone here to help me. They're not here today. Let me go here. And let me move, see if I can make this full screen. Okay, now listen to what she says here.
Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick, and that it's not just in the clinical trials, but it's also in real world data. Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick, and that it's not just in the clinical trials, but it's also in real world data.
So she's saying that if you're vaccinated, it doesn't matter how old this is, by the way. She's saying that people who are vaccinated, they don't carry the disease. And they're good to go. Well, that's never been true. Not even for 1 second. No one ever said that. Not Pfizer, nobody. No one ever said that except for her. And it's batshit crazy. Batshit crazy.
I have a lot of examples, yes.
Yes. I mean, both sides of it. Yeah, everyone knows that's not true. Even Joe Biden knows that's not true. Fucking idiocy. And it was, are you on your phone? You turned sideways, Yevhenni. There we go.
Sorry, I have trouble with that.
Hey, you sent me that link to God, that was a horrible read. What you sent me. Yeah. You sent me this link to what happened in Bucha. Let me see if I can pull this up over here. This is like this is the shit like we don't want to hear. You can hang up and come back, Yevhenni. You can hang up and come back.
1 second, please.
Okay.
Some trouble with headphones.
Yevhenni sent me this morning. This is absolutely the shit you don't want to see. And I think this kind of shit, unfortunately, is man, you're gonna see it no matter who goes to war. This is I think this was published in Wikipedia today. I think it was put up April 2nd, yesterday. And Yevhenni sent this to me in WhatsApp. The top says this article and information may change rapidly as the event progresses. And there's a city called Bucha. It's as part, and I'm going to read to you the Wikipedia article now. As a part of the 2022 invasion of Ukraine, the Russian military pushed across the southern borders of Belarus. So that's the top. That's northern Ukraine. Belarus sits on top. The Russian advanced forces moved into the town of Bucha, being one of the initial outlying areas of Kyiv. The Russian forces moved into. So it's basically Kyiv's like their capital. That's their big city. That's where, all the politicians hang out, I guess. And on the outskirts, one of the suburbs was a town called Bucha. Unlike in other towns, the mayor continued to remain in office during the occupation. He was not abducted or executed. In late March, which is, I think, last week, prior to the Russian retreat from Kyiv, Prosecutor General of Ukraine, Irina Vendiktova, stated that Ukrainian prosecutors had collected evidence of 2,500 suspected cases of war crimes. It goes on and on. Basically, it looks like 400 people in this town were slaughtered.
And this is not the final number of people now.
Right.
And you're talking about Bucha, yes?
Yeah, and some of the evidence they're seeing is people in the streets with their hands tied behind their back, dead, mass graves, pets killed everywhere.
And this is terrible. Not only the men and women, but the child with the tied hands. It's a strange thing. And I read about the girls under 10 years, yes, with the signs of rape. So it's terrible. And we know about it because I think you say yes about that cities. Yes, they was under Russia last couple of weeks, but now our military liberate this Kyiv region and completely liberate. And now we can see all these crimes of Russians.
Rima Savchuk says those cities are 30 kilometers from Kyiv, well-organized European-style cities. Damn.
Yeah, there is a good infrastructure. So this is like under Kyiv. So the part where many Kyiv citizens live, they like to buy some houses near Kyiv. Yeah, and so it's not a village, yes, and it's good cities with good infrastructure. And I read a lot of stories about that. So that the stuff that made my last days. So you can just read this from young women, yes, from that who survival there. And I have a couple of stories for you to
please
give you some.
These are stories that you've heard coming out of Bucha.
Yeah, now volunteers help that people that come back from the Bucha, Irpin, Dmitrovka. So this is the cities around the Kyiv, and now volunteers help these people because they was long time under shelters, basements. Yes, they don't see the daylight. Yes, many of them have no food and water. By the weeks, yes, lost their relatives or something like that. So this is the stories from real people that volunteers now post in the social medias. And all my social medias today is with these stories. You can just come to Instagram or something. You see this dead body.
How do they validate these stories, by the way? How do you verify them? I only bring this up because we were getting stories out of New York City during COVID and out of China that there were just mass people dying everywhere, right? Or we heard those stories out of India, and now we know they're not true. Like in New York, in our own country, they pulled the refrigerator truck up and said, it was going to be filled with dead bodies, and then later on we find out.
The information about tied hands, about rape little girls, yes, it's information from the journalists that was there, yes.
There, okay.
And me as a man who sitting in the shelter most time of the day. Today it was near 5 hours, yes. So wow. I sitting in the shelter because it's air alarm, and we don't have the Russian troops on our cities, on our streets, yes. And just realize the situation where you in occupied city, where every time you heard the bang bang bang, yes, you see how it happened. The building is destroyed near you, yes. So you go in the basement or what you can go. So when I see the air alarm, I'm just carefully take all my stuff, yes, and go with the elevator, yes, I go down. So I don't run to the stairs. I don't run because of banks, yes. So
Yeah.
I'm just go like regular stuff. So if you have the real dangerous situation on the street, you see troops, maybe, yeah, you see like the bullets coming, yes, or something like rockets, yes. You don't go calmly down, yes. You just run and take what you can take, yes. And when you sit there in this situation, so I can't believe that people not have enough food, yes, because they can just go from the shelter. You can go, but you can be died there. So I read the story. I read this story for you, yes,
Yep,
about
please.
when now
Are
people
these
from the
stories written? What language are these stories written in?
it's written by Ukrainian, but I'm translating English, of course,
Okay.
so we
I-
can understand this.
By the way, for
Uh,
those of you who don't know, this is I'm zoomed in using the satellite imagery on Google. This is Bucha, and I just want to pull out really quick. If you can follow my arrow, I'm going to show you where Yevhenni is, who we're speaking with. He's down here in Odessa by the Black Sea, but the water that's in the most southern part of this photo, and then where the red dot is up here, the balloon, that's the city we're about to talk about, and he's about to read stories from. And then just to give you perspective, if I come all the way over here, this is Paris, all the way on the left side of the screen, near where Yevhenni and I are. Our pictures are. So then you come back all the way over here, and I'm going to zoom in on Bucha. Okay, sorry to interrupt, Yevhenni. Let's do it.
yeah, and you also can show the little bit north and that Bucha. There is a Chernihiv region, and north and little bit right there is a city Bobrovica that I have my mother there and all my relatives there. And this region now it's also without Russian troops, and this good. And we talk about this later. But now story from the people from Bucha.
Okay.
So people say that for several weeks they sat in basement without electricity, heating, and food. The story of rescued 60-year-old girl. We ran out of water. My uncle left the basement for water and did not return. So we can think that he was died by or killed, yes, by Russian troops. It was completely dark. We sat among the dead bodies and smelled them. So realize you're sitting in the basement without lights, and somebody died, yes, or I don't know, and this is terrible. My mother died 3 days before we were rescued.
Wow.
And
I wonder why she died. Did she die from a bombing, starvation, stress?
we don't know. We don't know
Okay.
about that.
Okay.
But
Okay.
this is short story, yes. And I have another from just. I have a tears from this story. They
Okay.
prepared food in the yard on stones. I drop you photos from this. Yes, it's from Mariupol. Then there was the shelling. Their shelter was destroyed. Who can escape, and other people dying on this shelter. People were buried right in the yards. Russians were not taken away, and their bodies were taken away by animals. She prayed every second for the children to survive. There was no water, no food. The basement where we were sitting was found by accident while running between the bombings. So they running away, and just some place that they can find, yes, they go there. She told how she did not sleep for a second and hugged the child tightly, sometimes turning off from helplessness. Yes. They were overwhelmed, and there was no point in shouting because the soldiers would kill them just for fun. There were various thoughts of starvation, such as killing our dog and eating it to last a few more days. So
When
you read
were
the
these
story
posted?
when
Do you know when these were posted, Yevhenni?
Once
This
more, please.
story, is it recent? Is it in the last week or the last month or the last 2
This
months?
is last week from Mariupol. So
Okay, last week.
now from Mariupol, every day, 2,500 of people go away from this city. But you remember, yes, this city was destroyed
Yeah, flattened. Yep.
totally. You can show the photos before and after the
Right.
Russia's coming, and now some people can run away from that. So this is a story from a woman that was there, and after this, she write that she think about kill and eat her dog. Yes, and she think that she's sleeping. Yes, that this is like a dream. Yes, and after that, they was rescued. So the Ukrainian army just coming for them. So when you read all this stuff, and in the morning today we have the bomb on our oil plant. Yes, in Odessa. So there
You
is
did.
a fire.
Is that the first time Odessa's been bombed since you've been there?
So they have a try a couple of times, but our
Air defense.
yes, was here and have a good time. But today it was 5 rockets, but two of these 5 they destroyed, and 3 was on Odessa, and the oil depot was destroyed, and it was in the 5 in the morning, 5 or 6 in the morning, yes, and I was on the streets a couple hours ago, and I saw clouds of smoke in my one place.
When this happens, how much did you get noted? So you said you were outside when these rockets struck?
No, I was in shelter, yes. And what the story? We was in the shelter. We lost our Wi-Fi there, so every 15 minutes I go to the place where I can find mobile network, yes, and looking for the end of alarm. So we don't know where it finished, so I must check every time. So I go every 15 20 minutes, and in time our friend come to shelter. So you know that not all the people go to the shelter in the air alarm, so many of them just sleeping. Right. So some of our friends come to shelter and say that there is a lot of bombs. Yes, she heard like it's bombing, and she was scared, and just because she go down. And we sit in and try to looking for the news, and nobody writes nothing, because of you can't tell information about the bombs because of helping Russian. Yes, so if you write about the place or take a photos from this or something like that, you can help to have next rocket, yes, just in place when they want. And after it finished in an hour, yes, we come back. And
what time was that at? It looks like it's daytime, even though it's dark.
It was early morning, so 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. Like
so
this.
Let me paint this picture a little bit here. So how far is this from your house? These photos
it's looking like 2 kilometers, 2 or 3 kilometers. So
wow, from the building you're in right now.
Yeah, I just take photos from clouds of smoke.
Wow, can you send those to me?
Yeah, I think it's done.
Don't worry if I lose you. Don't worry. You can just call right back. Don't worry. Crazy. I'm tripping on these people walking around here. Just like look at there's a dude down here, and then there was a lady. Did you see that? These are incredible images, by the way. Look at this dude down here, and then this lady's just walking casually. But look, guys, this is daytime, and it's black under there. I've been in a massive fire one time, 3,000 homes burning, and it turned the day into night. It was a trip.
So this photo that I sent you was in the 8 in the evening. So all the day after that,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of smoke in this time too because of oil. Yes, it's
So
not.
this is 14 hours after the rockets hit. This is
Yeah.
a photo. Nuts.
So you can imagine the air in Odessa. It's not very good quality, I think. Yes, and
No.
it's a
Oh
disaster
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
so the people can't have oil for the cars. Yes, for their needs. So it's a bad for city to
Yeah.
lose the oil fact.
Isn't it incredible that you can take a picture, send it to me, I open it up, and we show it from the world. We show it to the world. Hey, I got a question for you as I pull this photo up. Is anyone else is anyone else? Have you done any other podcasts? Is anyone else contacting you in the CrossFit world or news world or any world? Are you talking to anyone else? Is anyone from the Ukraine talking to anyone else who's in this community? This CrossFit
Yeah,
community?
we're talking with the old guys who in the CrossFit community. So we have the change with information. Yes, we talk about the volunteers.
But I mean
about
publicly.
them.
I mean publicly,
But
like
publicly, I was on the podcast in the Escapist Corner podcast. Is from the Germany. Yes.
Okay.
I was meet with one guy from that, and that's all. No.
Interesting. I find it's fascinating to me.
But I have a lot of words from many people from other countries. So every time I post something, the people send to me some messages.
Here's why I find it fascinating. Most of the planet is sympathetic to the people of Ukraine, I think. Very sympathetic.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. By sympathetic, that may even be an exaggeration. They're glad they're not you. How's that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad I'm not in Odessa right now. And they feel for you. Like they can think for a second, oh shit, if that was my best friend or my grandmother, that would really suck. That would be real. Or what if that happened in my hometown, right? But it's not that I'm so far politically skeptical of what's going on in Ukraine. You would think, based on the way the narrative is in the CrossFit community in the United States, that I would be the last person to talk to you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And instead all these virtue signaling motherfuckers, they can't fucking, because they're afraid it'll ruin their ratings, their reputation. They're like it's just fascinating to me. I know I'm sucking my own dick a little bit here, but it's just fascinating to me that they're not. It's like this, I eat meat, but I still go to the vegan websites and I watch their videos that show the mass killing of cows, and I cry. Mm-hmm. I need the whole story.
Of course, you must see and this is all sides of story.
So right here, tell me where. So right now you're on the 21st floor of your apartment in Odessa, Ukraine. And then this picture is how far from where you're sitting right now?
3 kilometers, I think.
No, but where you took it from? I know the smoke is 3 kilometers.
I took it's from the street near my house, my building.
So this is ground level. You left your building, and this is ground level, looking towards those oil fields that we just saw burning.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. And why attack those oil fields? For the obvious reasons, so that you guys don't have oil for transportation?
Yeah, it's the
and for heating homes and whatnot.
I think not with homes now, just infrastructures. In Odessa now, they attack some houses on the sea line, yes, but it's nothing massive attack, and I hope it's never happened. But oil, it's like critical infrastructure. Yeah, so they interest in it. So military infrastructure, so tactically like oil base or something, some food base. Yes, and this is tactical moves. So they
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
they want to destroy infrastructure so you can find food, you can go away because you don't have the oil. Yes, and that's maybe it's water. Yes, you can have some poison in water. So maybe you heard about the chemical weapon. So Russia want to activate a chemical weapon for to Ukraine.
Is there any? Have they done that?
When they spoke about our biological laboratories, yes. So this information was forced in their media to high level, yes, and it looks like they prepared their people, yes, to use chemical weapon to Ukraine because of we can use it to their people. So it's like if we don't do this, yes, they can do this. So this war starts because Putin says that it's day or two and Ukraine attack Russia. Yes, so we must do this first. So it looks like that, and our government prepared us for this. So we have
Wait
a lot of.
Wait a second. You're saying before Russia even entered the Ukraine, the Russian people were told that Ukraine attacked Russia?
Yep.
I wonder if I forgot that,
we
or
have,
if this is the first time I'm hearing that.
We have hundreds of memes with the president of Belarus, Lukashenko, where he's sitting and told about the preventive attack on Ukraine because he said, I show you the map. Yes, I have the places where they want to start attacking the Belarus. So this is very useful for Russian told that we do this or they do this. So we must be first. And I want once more talk about the situation. So we see these clouds of smoke, yes, but I'm here and I have a light, I have an internet and some food, yes. And before we talk about the people who sit in month in basement without lights, without water, and from this perspective, we can imagine that what feeling that they have, yes. Now we have many messages from volunteers because of we don't have enough psychologists, yes, and people who can help mentally for these people. So this is I read a story about the boy who see like the many soldiers, yes. It's hard to tell, yes, but they rape his mother by days, and then she died. And this boy, he was 6 years old, and after all this stuff, and he have a white hair now in 6 year. You imagine that? So you in 6 year you watch like the soldier is rape your mother. One soldier, second soldier, and I can't imagine this.
Not only did those people that you described were they in their basement for weeks, but there were dead people amongst them, and they started eating their pets to survive. That's the situation it came to. They were eating their dogs. For those of you who don't know, this is a map showing. I'm going to show you where Ukraine. Where I'm moving my arrow right here is the Ukrainian Belarus border. Belarus is north of Ukraine, and basically this was the country that was saying that they had to attack Ukraine and as a preventative measure. Is that border always been a little sketchy?
Yeah,
for the last 2 years, there's or
several years. It's everything fine with this border.
Oh, it was fine. There was no problems before.
Yeah.
Are these people who live along this border, are they mixed? Are they Ukrainians? And like
Of course.
Yeah, okay. So some of the Belarusians live in the Ukraine and some of the Ukrainians live in Belarus. There's a blend. Like the same
So
with our
for
borders with our
example,
neighbors.
my girlfriend have relatives in Belarus. Yes,
Okay.
and her mother have uncle in Russia. So it's mixed very. And it's interesting story because her uncle who live in Russia, yes, he
Yeah.
can't talk with us now, so he can't give some information, yes, or something like that,
He's
because
scared that someone's listening to the phone and he could get in trouble.
he's scared, and it's a reasonable because he can't say nothing now because Russia have a very blurred law about the fakes, yes. So literally all that you're doing you can add in this law, yes, and they start go on you, yes, and some strafes or go on the jail, something like that.
Did the Russian oil fields get attacked by the Ukrainians recently?
We think no, but our government say nothing. So you
They're
can see
reporting here in the United States. I thought I saw it. I'm looking for it now. Russian oil fields, Russia oil fields, Ukraine. I think that our
it's
media
now
was reporting that
Novgorod,
Ukraine struck Russia.
Novgorod, and Russia talking about that. But I saw the information about the Russian helicopters there, so we don't have such a helicopters that attack this. Yeah,
How did they attack that oil field? Those oil containers by your house in Odessa. Were those airplanes that shot rockets, or was it from
by rockets? It was the sea
boats?
rockets
Sea
from the ships.
rockets from the Black Sea. Wow.
From the Sevastopol. It's from Crimea, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so this says Ukraine attacks Russian oil depot as Mariupol awaits evacuations and Putin's troops abandon Chernobyl. I wonder what that means, abandon. I wonder why they would leave. Is there any sign? Is there any news that the Russians have had enough already?
We have a news about redislocation Russia troops. So they go away from Kyiv and Kharkiv, yes, and the new plan is to go on the east part of Ukraine, yes, where we have the Donetsk and Lugansk, yes, and they want to have the ability to do something there. So they understand that in Kyiv, that's all for all this stuff, because they lost all the technique, all the maximum number of personnel, yes, equipment, and they have nothing, just stole some things, yes, raped our women's and do other crazy things. So we can see how the second army in the world have their business. Yeah. So
yeah.
you see the video, the Belarus have video in the internet. Yes, 3 hours on the some a 3-hour video of Russian soldiers sending looted items to a post office in Belarus.
Yeah, there was someone here posted that. It said, let me see this. Rima Savachuk. She said, or I think this is a she. Most of the houses being robbed, things were taken, frying pans, kitchen stuff, and they said on phone calls with girlfriend they're bringing as gifts. So you're saying that the soldiers, Russian soldiers, are robbing, and then
just imagine they stole all sorts of kitchen appliances such as toasters and blenders. So they stole TVs, carpets. I read about gold jewelry, earrings that were ripped right out of ears. Just imagine. So they just stole all that they can. And literally they call to the girlfriends, to the families, and tell about our houses. So we have good houses, we have a good things, so the good roads on the street. So what kind of people we have war with? So this is like, I don't know how to say. It is enough to watch how they fight. Yes. So
Yeah.
due to the lack of navigation in the first weeks of the war, they lost most of their equipment, machines, yes, tanks and whatever. They managed to capture only the object of civilian infrastructure. So they
Right.
attack Chernobyl, attack Energodar. It's another nuclear plant.
Yep.
Yes, and it is logical that it is not human to fight on the nuclear plant. So
Right.
you don't want to come to nuclear plant and have some bombs there. You know that it's finished not only for your for us too, yes, but all the world can see the responsibility from this. So they
Yes.
are not interested in fighting with our army. Yeah, we can see this. It is
Right.
better to destroy cities, to
Yes.
rob, kill, rape civilians. And at the same time, Russia states that they are leaving Kiev because they have already implemented the action plan there. So
But have they? Is that true? Have they?
no, if the plan was to lose the maximum number of personnel and equipment and be expelled or killed, yes, this is what they got. But
It kind of
you,
reminds me how when Iraq attacked Kuwait in the 90s, they
Mhm.
basically just stormed the country, raped and looted the country and then left. Like pirates.
Yeah, like terrorists. Why
Yeah.
pirates? Terrorists. It's not naturally. It's the tragedy for the thousands of families. So some people lost mans, yes, brother, father, yes. Some families have raped girl or killed child or lost some people because they leave the Ukraine. Yes,
Right.
this is a
Right.
tragedy. And these guys just stole the rocket. Yes, it's like the Lebowski movie because they want to have a style in their room. Yes,
The Big Lebowski. I love it.
and happy go home. Yes, and like the vodka balalaika and Kalashnikov.
Let me play. Let
That
me
was
play this video here. This is from CBS. I'm gonna run and pee outside this door real quick, like a
okay.
good Armenian boy. But I'm gonna play this video for you and everyone. And this is CBS News reporting that the Ukrainians attacked Russia. By the way, I'm not this. There's no judgment being passed. I'm not like, why would they do that? Like this this makes perfect sense.
Now is accusing Kyiv
Can you
of
hear it?
attacking a fuel
Yeah.
depot in Belgorod.
It's the first report of a Ukrainian airstrike on Russian soil. Russian officials claim Ukrainian choppers crossed the border and fired on the facility. Ukraine's foreign minister isn't confirming or denying the reports. The Kremlin said the incident could jeopardize peace talks.
Russian forces have reportedly given control of Chernobyl back to Ukraine. The defunct power plant is the site of the world's worst nuclear disaster. It was taken by Russian forces in late February. Plant workers claim soldiers suffered radiation poisoning after digging trenches in the exclusion zone around the reactor. Meanwhile, efforts are once again underway to evacuate civilians from the besieged city of Mariupol. But Ukrainian officials warn they still need guarantees for an evacuation corridor. The Red Cross sent buses to help people on Thursday, but say
What do you think? Bullshit? And I'm open to it. I'm open to it. All of our news here in this country is propaganda, so we don't know what the fuck is going on.
It's true that our government is not confirmed the attack, but they say nothing because of there was the information that there was a helicopter that we don't have
Right.
in Ukraine. Yes, with
Right.
the Russian flags, or I don't know. So they silent about that. But the fact that Russia may be attack their oil plant, it's logical because all the news talk about the Russia do the bad things, Russia killing civilians and all stuff that we're talking about, and nothing about the bad stuff from Ukraine. So they must do something to compromise the Ukrainians, because what the war where one side is attacking, killing, robbing, and the other, yes, and other side just taking defense, yes. So it must be happen, but I think it's not end with the just go away all Russians from Ukraine. I think after all this horror, yes, our soldiers just want to go to Moscow and do crazy things there. So the people on the war, they don't have a good emotional phone, yes.
Right,
so
right.
When you see, when you go on this, we read from the news, yes, about all this stuff. But here, the people who see, firstly, yes, you go to the city with the weapon, yes, and you firstly see these bodies, you see these scary things, yes, and this is very bad for your nervous system. So we know about it, and I don't know, but you can't just forgive this.
You cannot. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Chris. So Chris said, Chris said, but the absurd situation that from our perspective, this guy's news might be coming from a comedy troupe running his country. And that's exactly why I talked to him. That's exactly why I'm talking to him.
Comedy
because we know we're already where our news is coming from. But this guy is showing us pictures confirming rocket attacks 2 or 3 kilometers from his fucking apartment building that our own news is saying attacked oil refineries. I don't think anyone's denying. You cannot deny that this place is being attacked by Russia. I mean, I think you'd be crazy to. And I'm not suggesting he does. And I know it's a lot for you to process, Yevhenni, to see those comments. But it's also important that you see the perspective of America. You know what I mean? Of a lot of Americans, especially when our own country is falling apart. It's bizarre.
Yeah, I read a comment from one guy about why I don't take a weapon and don't go to protect my country, because I don't know how I can do this. Yes, I can do the training. Yes, I can do the free training. I can work on my project for this. I can bring the money for the army. Yes, that's the thing that I do already. Yes. But I don't know how to kill people now, and I think I just go on the war and die in there. So, if time is coming, I take a weapon and do something with this. But now I don't see the possibility for me to help my country with the weapon in my hands. So I ask on this comment, because I'm not the army man. Yes, so I don't like all. I don't know. I know that there is a people who like this. Yes, to be the soldiers, to do all this stuff, and to have a wars too. It's not the secret that people who have a good skills, yes, can help and ride around the world to help our army. Yes, because they know how to do this. And what can I do in this situation?
I wonder if this happened in the United States. I bet you 20 million people would die in a month from running out of medication. Because we have so many sick people in this country. I bet you maybe more, maybe 40 million, maybe as many people that are in the entire population of Ukraine would die if the United States went to war on our soil, just because of the stop in the supply chain. Because what is happening to the people there who need medication? I mean, it's so odd. Your entire infrastructure's, well, not yet. Odessa, you're still getting food in Odessa, and your water still runs. Like
of course,
yeah,
yeah.
But
everything's fine.
But Kyiv is not.
No. Kiev now it's two with good infrastructure. So
It's
there
back. It's
was a
working.
problems. Yeah, it's back. It's back already in my own town. You remember on
Yeah.
the north part. It's
Where your
now it's
parents are.
everything. Yeah, where is my mom? My
Okay.
father in Kiev now. So
Okay.
he talked about good prices and a good amount of food. So this is not a problem. But in the North Ukraine, where is my mother located, there is a high prices on products, but you also can find all that you want now. A problem with the food now in that cities that controlled by Russians. So it's the Kherson region. So this is the Mariupol. This is the east of Ukraine, where Donbass and Lugansk. Yes, there is, you can find these problems because of the occupant is stay on the road and don't give the opportunity to ride with the food, and they try to give some help, yes, with the food or something. But there is a curious story with, you remember Kadyrov? We were talking
yeah.
about him early.
Yep.
Yes, Ramzan, who was hunting for Bandera, who died 18 years ago. So the Kadir, his people is this is a TikTok army. Yes, so the guys who like filming the videos, so they do a good thing. So they ride in one village. They ride with wheat, Ukrainian wheat, and they give it to the people and say that this is from the Chechnya. It's a humanitarian help from Chechnya.
Oh shit.
So this is a comical situation. So they stole it from some other city and ride to this city and give to people to be a Robin Hoods. Yes.
Right. If you were to describe the situation now for Ukraine, do you have any clear perspective on I know I asked this last year, week, how this is going to end? Do you have any? Is it getting more chaotic every day we go, or is it getting less chaotic? Are we coming closer to a resolution? I guess
I
both.
see that everything drags on. So
okay.
Putin wants to continue this. So it's like the you push it. Yes, the people is exhausted. The money is our. Yes, all this stuff is go, and this is the situation that happened now. But in strategy of the war, yes, Russia now tried to hold the east of Ukraine because every expert says that Putin want to celebrate the Victory Day. You know, the 9th of May. It's for Russia. It's a special day because of they celebrate every year the end of Second World War. So this big victory, yes, for Russian people, it's like the ideologically, yes, it's very important. And
he thinks that if he does that on the
no, it's don't matter what he do till the 9th of May, because of Russian propaganda. Everything that happened in Ukraine, it's good for Russia, for Russian propaganda. So they every situation they turn on and write about the good stuff. So they take some village in 50 building in the village, yes,
right.
And Russia take this city and they write a big post, yes, about so they take this city and there is a megapolis. There is a strategy objects and other. So he just want to do this like for the, I don't know, mental health of his people to believe in him, so that he do something, because we have a lot of percent of people in Russia that can't believe in the murders, in all this stuff that we're talking today. It's hard stuff. All day I walking around, do some things today, and I feel it. I don't know why, but I feel it in my organism. So it's hard to read about the raped 10 years girl, yes, and about the killed children.
without reason. So they can just stand and kill a Russian soldier. Just can. So they don't have weapons. So they don't want this to do. Yes, I understand when they go to house, yes, and kill all the men. But what is this?
I want to ask you two questions about what you just said. I don't want to ignore what you just said about the hardships that you're starting to feel it have on your organism, on your body, the stress. See this map here? So
I know this map.
Were you saying that Putin wants to settle? Well, let me start here. All of these places you see where there's red, are those all places where Russian troops have been?
Yeah, they have been there, but in Chernihiv region now it's clear, and the Kiev also clear. So it's not actual map, I think.
But there are still troops in Ukraine. Where are they now in Ukraine?
On the east side on Ukraine and on the Kherson region on the south of Ukraine. So where the
when you say
Crimea
the east,
situated.
you mean over here? You mean over here?
Yeah,
Where this arrow is.
This is where the Donetsk, Lugansk, and Mariupol. You can see these cities on the east side. And
okay, how
then
about
the
over
line
here though and leave? Have any troops come all the way over there yet?
Now they do some preventive attacks, yes, for scared people on that region too. So before we start our conversation, there was the alarm, but not in Odessa. And I see the map, and that was everything about west of Ukraine. So there was the reason to set the alarm. So they attacked Lviv, Ivano-Frankivsk. They tried to attack all these cities that was calmly before. So the plan was work with the Kiev, yes, occupation with the Kiev, Kharkiv, and from the south of Ukraine, Kherson, where you can see more red now. Yes, it's near me, near Crimea. This was the plan. And now they say that they finish with Kiev, Kharkiv, and this is dislocated on that side that I talked before. So it's the East Ukraine and all this region. So it's very good to Russia to own this territory. So you can have like gangrene on Ukraine. Understand? Yes. So this part that bloody all the time. So where you can do some provocations. Separatism attack and others. So you can just freeze the war, the world war, and work with terroristical attacks and all this stuff for the long period. So this what experts think about that now.
Rima says they say it's the Ukrainian army killing civilians, but that doesn't make any sense. Why would the Ukraine army kill its own civilians?
I don't know why.
Yeah, it's complete.
So we can see the evidence of Russia killed the civilians, but when Russian propaganda say that we kill civilians, they can't take the some things to show to improve this. Yes, so that our soldiers kill civilians, and this is so it's strange for me to say this. You can find a lot of videos and from Chernihiv region too, from the villages that located near my city. When Ukrainian army come, people run to them, give the food, say that they nice to see this, yes, say something about the Russian arms. They say, look, I'm happy to hear you, and this guy can be there. You go, guys, and help us. So people happy to see army. Our government do the right work about that. So mostly people motivated. So I don't feel me motivated now because I'm exhausted from the last days. And I can finish my projects that I want to finish, but it doesn't matter. But all our nation now, it's grouped, and we feel like yeah, we go to the victory, and we all tolerable and pray for our army.
This guy says, easy for us to say, go protect your country from our comfort zone. He's relating to you. It's easy for, someone sitting on their couch in the United States to say, hey, go fight.
But I can tell something about that. So please. I do that I can do. So I have many friends with IT sector, and we together we work on the attack, the DDoS Russian sites. Yes. So I try to do right thing about social media. So I write about what's happening. So I try to tell.
You're fighting in your own way. You might not be
yeah,
carrying a gun, but
I try to talk with you about this. So if this guy asked that question, so he heard my story, so he can do some conclusions about that. So maybe he looks different on this. I give people free workouts now. I try to motivate people and to give them some reason to do something. Yes, so not only sitting and look on the windows and waiting for the bombing. Yes, so we do something, and all money that I earn, yes, the half of this money I send to our army and to our civilians to help people who lost their houses. Yes, so now I work for the literally for food, so I don't have the money to move somewhere, yes, to do something, but I do that I can do. Yeah,
right.
If I have a skill or have the possibility to go and take weapon, I'll do this. But all my life, yes, I was like a peaceful man, and I don't like to have fights, yes, or something like that. Yes, I have the experience in martial arts, yes, but it was for my just for my defense, but not for go and kill Russians,
Yevhenni, from the beginning of this call, you've implied that you're getting more and more stressed out, that you're feeling this in your body, that something is happening, that you're changing. Have you broken down since this has happened? Have you cried and looked to the heavens and said, oh my God, what the fuck is going on?
I was cried when my closest friend died. Remember the story?
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
This was the broken moment, and this was really hard. And I sitting in that night and feel all the horror of the war. So I feel it on my bones. I feel it. So I can sleep normally, and I can believe in this. I don't know how it can happen to. He died, and I saw this video with his body, and you know what about that? Was finally resolved, the story with my friend. So I tell you about after the liberation of settlements in my homeland, his relatives were finally able to get there and pick up his body. So because early we know that we thought that he was buried by the local citizen of that city, but in reality it's turned like his body has been lying there all the time. So all this month his body lying on the road, and only yesterday it was the funeral. Yes, and we can't be there, so me and our closest friends, so I have friends who now on the west of Ukraine, on the north of Ukraine, so nobody can be on his funeral, and this is scary and horrible situation. So that, if you remember, that was the guy with him I go to school, so from the first graduate, and then we was in the college together. and finish university together, and then he arrived to France, and in the French Legion he has a contract, yes. And before war started, month before war started, he come back, and that was the good surprise. I come back from Odessa in my hometown, and there was some barbecue, and my friend coming to me, and he asked me to help him, and he have some big car with no window, so I don't know what was there, and I go to help him. He opened the door, and there was this guy. Yes, he ride from. I don't know that he come back from France, and he coming from the car. So we have some huge hugs, and that was really happy moment. So that was like a new year for me. This was a couple months ago. Yes.
Yeah.
So we was so happy, and the girlfriend of my friend filmed the video when we meet this, and I can't watch this video till this moment, because I can't believe that he is not with us now. Yes, and
fuck, dude.
Because of war, yes, I think I'm. Restrain my emotions, and I wait. I'm wait for that time when I can sit and cry for him, yes, and think about all stuff that happened, because I see a thousand of photos with him, a thousand of moments. In everyday life, I was like, oh, this is like the Alexander tell me, yes, oh, this is his words, and this happened all the time. So this is just that stuff that I must face with after war. I don't know.
You're like a can of Coke that's been shaken, but you haven't opened it yet.
And if you're talking about my stressful situation or something like that, all this little piece of stress, they be on me, and all this week I must film some exercise. So I do some project with online trainings. Yes, I want to give free online trainings with filming exercises, so with my programming, and do this with some hashtags. Yes, with like We Against War. Yes, and it's like 2 hours of time. I must go on right place, yes, and film all this stuff. And all week, yes, I can do this. So I film like the half of this video and write a couple of programs, because I can like be in focus, because every time if you I do regular stuff, yes, so I can prepare some food, I can go on the training once 2 or 3 days. But in general, if you want to sit and do something, because I like in the start of all this situation, I think, oh, this good time to study. Yes, so I can go some courses in the free time. So if you're sitting in the shelter, you can read something. But it's only my thinking, because if you're sitting on the shelter, you can't think about some study information. Your head is in another place. So war, it not give you time to think about something else. So it's exhausted you, it's scared you, and the worst is that you don't know what to wait in tomorrow. Yes,
you have zero stability.
Yeah, so in the morning we have these oil plants, yes, but what happened? By the way, we have the open cinema, yes, in Odessa, and now they go like the Godfather with original language with subtitles, and I never see Godfather in cinemas, of course, yes, because when it was, I was
baby, not even born.
Yeah, not born, yes. And I have some tickets and want to go there with my girlfriend, but we wake up from the air alarm, and then I understand that we don't go to the cinema because it don't end till this time. So I must take off these tickets, and that's all. You think about cinema, think about something good in your life. Yeah, I watched the movie, I sit in the cinema, broke, and that's all. Tomorrow we want to start our outdoor training season. I drop you some photo from our from this stuff. Yes, there is a container near the sea, and we have the classes there. And I don't know, can we do this, or another air alarm, or another some don't understanding stuff happens. So it's the life that you can't live. You just do that you can do in this moment, and that's all.
It's a super unstable existence. Rima says something else good here. That's how propaganda works. In Russia, they do believe they came to save us, and our army don't let them do so. Do you know Rima by any chance?
No, I
No.
think I
Is
can
that a
understand
Ukrainian
who is
name,
this.
Rima?
Yeah, Rima is Ukrainian name. Savchuk, it's Ukrainian second name. Yes, so
Yeah.
I can understand who is this. It's like the maybe sister of some coach that I know, maybe, but it's not 100%.
Right.
When Russian soldiers talk with their wives, so it's the conversation like I stole this or this, and she's like, yeah, it's cool, I'm glad to hear this. And I don't hear about this stuff, but many of them call their wives and talking about the ripped, so they have other girls, yes, and they talking with this with their wife. So I don't understand what the people live in Russia. Maybe it's something. Just 1 second. It's like the primitive herd, yes, something like that. Because they need kitchen stuff, they need the carpets, they don't have enough sex, or I don't know. But yes, somebody say me that if you faces the war, yes, you lost your human face.
Right.
But
Wow.
I
Well,
don't.
yeah. Look at that's what Rima says here. Seeing your country being destroyed, death, and all that horror, and not being able to change it brings the anger and tension they build, all the possible hate towards them. This is what you're saying. It changes your face.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to finish with today, Yevgeny? Let me ask you this: where's your girlfriend? Did she end up going to leave?
Yeah, she's here now.
But she didn't go to she didn't go to the city of Leave.
No, she didn't come here.
Okay.
You
Do you
remember
still have a
in
plan?
Lviv?
Do you have any plan to leave now? To leave, to go to leave?
No, we have another plan because of the occupation of Kyiv and Chernihiv region, and maybe it's can be possible in next week or next couple of weeks to go home and see my father and mother. It's maybe most important that something else, because they're you were training me once, Banda. Rima says that she was trained with me in the CrossFit box. So hello, Rima. And Lviv was attacked, you remember? Yes.
Right,
and
right.
The oil plant in Lviv was destroyed before oil plant destroyed in Odessa. So we forget about this idea, because it's not safe to go there, and she don't want to go without me now, because of all this story about scaries of
people getting
Russian
raped.
soldiers.
Right.
It's, you understand, and my heart also not in right place when I read about that and think about she's alone travel around Ukraine in this hard time. So now I thinking about open the season, and think that all things gonna be fine, and I can finish my project and start to do something more, because this is another problem when you see what do other people when somebody can handle with that weapon and protect country. Yes, and I understand that I'm the man and I also must be there, but
Right.
I understand that this is not reasonable to go in my situation now. So I must go some study of this, yes, or some, I don't know what, but it's turn on you, and you think about that, and all the time I have the free brain. I think what can I do more, what can I do about this, and help in other way. So and this is the mostly people in Ukraine think like that now. What can I do? How I help to finish all this stuff? Because economic is not work. Yes, you can go anywhere, you can die every time, so you understand. So we must finish war, and then everything's gonna be fine. So if I can to say something, I want to all the people be safe and think about positive way. So yes, it's horrible to read about this stuff that we're talking today, but we must believe in better, because if darkness come to our heart, so we can stand with the light and can defend all the good that we have, because of this bad stuff, all good can die in our hearts. So if we be angry and want to kill somebody, we can build a good country. Yes, and something like that.
It was very well said.
Whew.
All right, thank you. Right now you're going to go to bed now. It's midnight, 1 a.m. there.
It's 11 o'clock in the
11
night.
o'clock. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on. I presume we will try to do again same time next Sunday. Are you? I'm enjoying this. I appreciate the perspective. I think it's good in the most selfish way. I think it's excellent for my well-being, my heart, my mind, and I hope it's the same for you and the people listening.
I appreciate, Sivan, you to help me with this. And for me, it's like the checkpoint. On last our meeting, when I was in the shelter, I think about this 7 days. Yes, I can finish that project that I want. Yes, and it's like checkpoint. So I come to you and can tell you about that. Yes. Have some emotion about that, but nothing happened in this 7 days with my productivity. So I must be more motivated. Yes, so I must be strong. Yes, and try to do something and not sitting without business. Yes. So
well, it sounds like tomorrow you're going to try to start the outdoor season for training. And that'll be the first thing we talk about next week.